Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So today is Family Day here in Canada, or if you're in the States, it is President's Day. So, hopefully you're having a fantastic holiday. Um, I am here, as you can tell. My name is Katarina from Katarina's Garage here, and well, there's only been actually four people in my video so far. So yeah, actually, no, five if you include Roy. But yeah, I do this all by myself. Everything's off my phone and stuff like that, and it's really fun. Um, but yeah, I'm actually in a pretty good mood, and hope you all are having a fantabulous day. I'm just here, and I wanted to chat a little bit because there's some things that are coming down the pipeline pretty quick. Might not be a video for a bit because it's supposed to be god awful cold for a while, so videos might not happen. Plus, I'm pretty sure my car is stuck, so there's that. And trying to do videos in my dad's Magnum. Well, not exactly what my channel's about. Although I might do a video on his Magnum at some point, but I have to clean the hell out of his car to be able to do like a kind of review and walk around of his car. Because I've been tempted to do that, and I could do that at any time. But I haven't done that yet. And like my dad, he owns a '05 Magnum SXT all-wheel drive, 3.5 liter, which all the SXTs had 3.5s back then. And yeah, it's a good little car. I do like them, but they're I don't know if I'd ever want one because there are issues that they have that I wouldn't like as much. But yeah. Anyways, we're actually starting to get some people in here, which is awesome. We've already got one like on the video. If you guys can, please like the video. Every little bit helps me out here. Although there is one thing I gotta do. If I can find there it is. Really quick here. So I need to boot up the computer. Do something on the computer fairly quick here. But yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to talk though about what's going on with my car, because I've had a lot of people trying to give insight and whatever else, and though I do appreciate it, there is some things that people aren't considering with my car. So, okay. First off, with Lilo, my 86 Mustang convertible, originally a 3.8 V6 car, right? Had the CFI system that I, unfortunately, before I sold it to the previous owner, I seized the engine on its last drive. The thing is, and I didn't know I did till after I actually bought the car again, because when I got it there, it was knocking really hard and losing oil pressure constantly and all this different stuff. And then when I when I talked to the buyer and everything, the car stopped knocking when he went back out to jump in it because it just cooled down enough to where it wasn't doing that anymore. But afterwards, he tried to jump into it about a week later, and the motor was just completely seized up. So, yeah, I blew up a motor. First time in my life. Actually, I need to change this to live chat. There we go. But yeah. So that's kind of what's going on at the moment. And the thing is, with that car, because yeah, now she has a 5-liter V8 from an 86 Mustang. Now, the problem is, having an 86 5-liter, it's not necessarily the worst year motor you can have, but it's the worst setup you can have because of the heads and the pistons. Now, and there's nothing actually wrong with it. It's just, if you want to do any upgrades, you really can't. Unless if you spend a lot of money and get new pistons, or spend money and just buy trick flow heads, right? Because yeah, the unfortunately the pistons they don't have valve reliefs cut into them, right? So you can actually cut your own valve reliefs into the pistons and be fine, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just stick with the stock heads for now and no big deal, although the heads are a little bit troublesome if you look at them, because on the driver's side, actually, there's a big chunk about that big missing off the front of the head. So that's a concern, definitely. But it still runs okay. And, like, it's not causing any internal damage to the head, to my knowledge, anyways. I haven't gotten the heads off of the car. And so, yeah. And I've been dealing with, the cooling issues, right? Because I bought the car, it had a leaking water pump. Just like, oh, man. Because the previous owner, he put in this motor. But the one thing he didn't do, and I don't understand why, he didn't drain the motor of any fluids when he did the swap. And I don't think he even changed the oil either. So, and I do have oil and a filter to change the oil with, which I'll probably do a video on that in the future too, because, I've wanted to do that video, like a video of how to change your oil for a while, but I've just never done it yet. So, and both the cars need an oil change, actually. So, that'll happen. Right now it's too damn cold and way too much snow outside to be doing that, because if you saw the thumbnail, that's how much snow was on top of Lilo. Like, there was well over a foot. And it fell within less than 24 hours. And, yeah. So, right now, it's definitely too cold to go try and film any videos or anything like that, which is fine. I mean, my channel, honestly, and I want to thank every single one of you that have been supporting the channel as well, because, I've gotten so many subscribers, so many new views, and stuff like that lately. It's been absolutely incredible, and I want to thank every single one of you that have come out in support of the channel. We are now actually over 1,555 subscribers as of this point. It's absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to see, where the road takes me, right? But getting back to, actually, Lilo, which is, of course, my 86 convertible, right? Now, she's overheated, and she keeps blowing off the lower rat hose. Now, this could be one of 3 things, right? And I'm eliminating, actually one of 4 things, technically. But with blowing off the lower rat hose, it could be a multitude of things doing that. Because most people say, hey, that's your thermostat, which, could a thermostat cause that? Yes. But this is a brand new thermostat that I know actually works. I've seen it open, so, yeah, so that's not a concern there. And it's not like it's stuck open, because if it was stuck open, the car wouldn't overheat, right? It would actually overcool, technically. Which is an issue you can come across, actually, when you take the thermostat out of a car and run it like that, is you can overcool the motor, and it will cause you more issues in the future. It won't warm up properly, and it'll never run exactly perfect. Unless you have a buttload of power, and then, it'll needs that. But that car doesn't. It's got, I don't know, maybe 230, 240 horsepower? Maybe, somewhere in that range. But anyways, so, that could cause it. The water pump being the incorrect rotation could also cause that. And the rad cap itself can cause that too, right? But I think there's a little more involved in that, though, with this one. Because the rad, I already know that is the stock V6 rad. The only reason why I know that, it's because, well, it still has some of the same paint missing from it that Lilo had when I sold her. So I do remember that. So to rectify these issues, though, because I'm pretty sure there's a partial blockage within the rad somewhere. And the thing is, I haven't tried flushing it, but honestly, I just wanted to do an upgrade on it anyways. I don't really care. I'll do a flush on it, actually, when it's, like, outside of the car, eventually. And kind of show you guys, like, okay, was this thing actually bad or not? Or maybe it was just because, again, V6 rad and a V8, they are different, because that's a single-core rad, if I remember correctly. I have it ordered. It should be delivered in about a week, which is awesome. Is an SBE 3-core aluminum rad. It's a 2-inch. So what's kind of funny about this, though, is this SBE rad, really nice rad. Sorry about that. There we go. So the funny part is Stitch, my 81 Mustang with an inline 6, actually has a thicker rad in it than what Lilo's going to have with a V8. Only slightly. It's like 2 1/4, I believe, is in Stitch, and it'll have a 2 inch in Lilo. But it's fine. And I'm very excited to be able to get that. And I ordered it from LMR. They had it in stock, and it's being delivered through FedEx, which is nice because I've never had an issue with FedEx. Some people do, but I never have. But the thing is with FedEx, they deliver it to my door. I don't have to go to the post office, so that's nice. And I actually know the driver around here. His name is Chris. So it is quite nice that way. We've chatted about the car and stuff like that in the past. But yeah, no. I am honestly just very excited though to be able to finally drive that car. And I do have a kind of celebration video planned, but it's gonna be a bit. Because I kinda need that one in the driveway to do it. And I need nicer roads and warmer weather. Because doing burnouts and donuts when there's just a bunch of snow and ice outside, yeah, it's not really the same, right? I kind of want to experience that car like that. So yeah, and I mean, that car used to do burnouts actually, which is fun. Swap wheeler peelers, it's 7.5 rear end, so you got to be a little careful doing that. But like, it'll suck if I grenade that rear end, but if I grenade the rear end, well, I'm gonna have some money coming in soon, and I'll just upgrade it to an 80 like I want to, and no big deal. Yeah, so I am very, very excited though to get that car back up and going again properly, and experience her again for. Well, it's re-experiencing the car because I only ever felt her properly with the V6, the 3.8. Now that she's gonna have that she has the 5 liter, she's got a lot more power. And so yeah, it should be fun. I've experienced a little bit of it, but not much. Like, it didn't feel that fast, but she has the carburetor needs to be tuned badly. And I don't know if it's the float setting is incorrect or if it's the jets that are just too big. And I haven't taken the carburetor apart yet to see what jets are in it, which is nice with the Holly because the Holly 600 on it, 4 barrel. And the thing is, on the front and back, you can actually take off. There's 4 screws that hold on each side. You can take off both sides, and actually the jets are right there. It's quite nice with those Holly carbs, at least that one in particular. And so yeah, it's nice chrome and shine. So now, and the one thing is, and I will mention, if this doesn't work with the rad, because I've narrowed it down to that, but it's possible that's not what it is. However, it's a good upgrade, and I'm totally fine with it. If it doesn't happen to work, I'll just be kind of annoyed. But if it still overheats after that, then comes the full top-end teardown of the car, and yeah, that's where I'm going to be at. Now, the teardown, because the thing is, it could be a couple of things that is causing it to overheat. I know if you look at the header gaskets, they stick out about that far on both front and back of the intake along the head, and also the head gaskets themselves could be backwards, because the thing is, it's actually very easy to do. They'll go in backwards on a 302, or at least the passenger side will for sure. Driver's side I think is a little harder to do that, but you still could if you're not paying attention. And causing it to block coolant ports, which is causing it to overheat. But that doesn't explain why it's blowing off lower rad hoses, because it shouldn't do that. Especially when it was just getting up, like, it's when it finally gets up to temp and you start driving it, that not in a long time it'll blow off the lower rad hose, because it's happened to me twice now. So yeah, because I tried driving it the other day, like this was a few days ago, and that's when that happened. So, and that's when I did my last video there, which has like 2,300 views on it, which I'm super ecstatic with how good the channel's doing with views lately. Like, every single channel I put out, like 1,500 views, 900 views, 1,000 views, 2,300, 2,500. It is truly amazing. And I want to thank every single one of you for supporting the channel. And so yeah, it's one of these things where the and I don't know where my channel's actually exactly gonna go with after this point. Like what am I gonna film next? What am I gonna do? Although there is something that I am looking into my dad about it actually, because there's this auction that I've been to before. Actually, that this auction was where I did that walk around of that F100 and the International R180, and there was a couple other vehicles there. This auction has a couple of, or three really cool vehicles. Now, I'd love to buy at least one of them, because actually that International R180 is for sale again. Now, supposedly it runs. I don't know how well it drives. I know the tires are dry rotted, but I thought, how cool would it be to road trip that thing from where it is in Cheeto to here in Sundre? Like, that would be absolutely incredible. Right? And it'd be such a fun video to film. So, and that's where I'm at when it comes to that. Okay, enter auction, because I just want to see where everything's at, because I haven't checked them this morning. Because I'll say what some of the vehicles are, or because I can't show them on camera, unfortunately. It's just how this works, right? I'd have to redo this live stream to show you guys, but I can talk about them. Let's see here. Because no, not that. Because yeah, the International's still for sale. There, it has one day. This ends Wednesday morning. But the thing is, it only has one bid on it of $1. So there's that. I kind of dig the Fargo D600 dump truck that they have, but again, not really something I need. But then there is a 69 Ford Econoline that is a conversion van with a high top and everything. That's really cool. And a 68 Ford Galaxy 500 convertible with a 302 in it. And the thing is, with those vehicles that I just mentioned, the Galaxy is the one that I'd want to experience the most. Although I do miss my old van, but the Galaxy is really cool, and it actually looks to be in really good shape. And currently, vehicles are not going for a lot of money. I'm gonna talk to my dad, because I'm gonna be coming into some money here soon. And I'm going to ask him if I can borrow the money and then just pay him back. Or we can do kind of a 50-50 split, flipping this Galaxy in the summertime. Because, yeah, the only thing that Galaxy needs is apparently a fuel tank flush. I'm assuming it needs to be cleaned out, too. So I would just probably go out there, drop the tank, and then send it out, bring it back, fill it up with gas, road trip it home. Right? So that'd be cool. But we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. I absolutely love those cars, and I've always wanted one. Now, granted, I'd prefer a Fairlane over a Galaxy, but hey, a Galaxy's really cool too. So, but again, it wouldn't be a car to keep, although if I did buy it, I'm not going to say anything too loudly because my dad's here, but that might be, if I bought that, I might just give it to my dad, to be honest. Because his first car was a 1974 Galaxy with a 4-door with a 351 in it. And I think it'd be really cool to get him his first car back, kind of thing, except for nicer. So, yeah, we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. Because that'd be a really cool car to keep around. And the only thing is, obviously, is space, because, trying to find space. Fortunately, I might be able to get that. Because a friend of mine rents a yard here in town, and I might be able to park a car there and pay extra money to do it, so that's totally fine. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with this stuff. But yeah, because the Galaxy, it's not rusty. It needs a new top, yeah, but it's not rusty at all. It has a cleaner body than my 86 Mustang. Like, it's really cool. I'm sure it has some body damage here and there, but it's not really showing up in the pictures all that well for that. And the one thing that this has, and if we pick up this vehicle, I'll talk to you guys about it, of old Fords, for whatever reason, when they were column shift automatic, most of the Fords had this issue. And it's not even a bad issue. It's just when you go to start it, you have to push it up like a lot more, because instead of just being in park, you have to push it up while it's in park and then start it. Which, what's cool is actually the key is on the dash, so it's not a locking column. So it's much easier to steal technically for people. Oh, okay. Okay. And I was just looking at some stuff here as well, like when you have to remove it and stuff like that, because they are a lot more stringent on when you have to remove your vehicle, like remove the stuff from the auction compared to where I'm used to out in Olds. So yeah, we'll see. Be really cool if I can pick this up, but I'll have to wait until, well, at least tomorrow to throw any bids at it. Or just ask my dad if I can log into his account and, you know, do some bids on my computer. Because, yeah, that would be really, really cool. And I can't wait to, you know, if that happens, oh, that'd be so neat. It'd be really cool for the channel, too. You know, do a few videos on that thing and drive around a little bit. Enjoy it, right? Before either moving it on, or I would really love, like, because I've never gotten anything from my dad that's like really meaningful or anything like that. So if I was able to pick that up for him, that'd be absolutely amazing. Because like I'm gonna be coming into quite a bit of money here soon, actually. And it's just due to the fact that I'm cashing out my RESP. And yeah, because I'm gonna be doing a little bit of investments when it comes to like my channel, flipping cars and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna blow all the money either. Because I want to make sure that it sticks around. And I mean, the one thing is, it's interesting. When I have no money, I can't stretch it out as much. But when I have a lot of money, I can stretch out actually quite a ways of how long it lasts. Like when I sold Lilo, my, you know, last spring, is that car, I sold it for $2,800. Now, that $2,800 lasted me all through the summer, and actually I ran out of that money in November. So that's how good I could actually make the money work. And the thing is, and I was traveling constantly. I was going to Edmonton. I took a couple of trips to Lethbridge. I went to Vulcan a bunch of times. You know, like I racked up so many miles on my cars, like, or on my car, I should say, not cars, because yeah, I did that in Stitch. The bulk of those trips, anyways. And yeah, so you know, I am hopefully this should all work out, and within the next few weeks, I'll have that money, and weather will be nicer because it's awful outside right now. It's very cold, a lot of snow, and it's still kind of trying to snow out there too. So that's not helping things either. But yeah, because I wonder if this will show up for you guys actually if I show this. So there we go. Okay, let's see if I can make this work. So this is the that is the Galaxy that I'm looking at. Right? It's actually in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of damage right there, but not too bad. Let's see. Can I? Hang on. I'm trying to balance this for you guys, so I don't have to hold it and be super shaky. There we go. Okay, and like you can, oh, you can't really see it on there, but the top needs to be fixed too because there's a few patches in the top. But yeah, it's like, and it's super straight. Like I'm sure it has dents and stuff like that. I can see a little bit of rust. Actually, it's missing a piece right here. It's been crunched in a little bit in this fender. Just a tiny, tiny bit, like a very, very minor fender bender. There, I bent the bumper a little bit. But yeah, and like the seats, actually, this front seat's actually black, but it's got this green cover on it. And I absolutely dig this armrest here is made out of wood. It's hilarious, right? So, you know, if this happens, it'd be really, really cool. And again, you can see that armrest there, right? You know, like in this car, you can tell, okay, the tabs on the back side of this are obviously not in place properly because you can tell it's a little crinkled there. You know, and what it says right here, like what I was mentioning, it says push gear shift up into P to start. Now the thing is, you have to actually like push it very far up for these to start, and that's just an old Ford thing, with the column shift. But then, like I was talking about before, and the mileage can't be confirmed because it's only a 5-digit odometer, but your ignition's up on the dash too, right? Which is, I'm surprised it doesn't have a locking column in 68. So yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And then what's cool actually on the dash here too is, now you can't read these, but I can. There's a few of these car rodeos, which basically it's like a fitness thing for cars where you go around and do tight turns and in like a parking lot and stuff like that, and you try and see how quickly you can stop, whatever. So this was in quite a few of those. All these stickers is what that represents. So that's kind of a neat sort of history piece on that. Oh, hey, Mustang guy, how's it going? I definitely appreciate you coming out to the live stream. And yeah, like I mentioned, and actually, the passenger side armrest is wooden too. Now, I don't believe that was factory. There's no way that was. So, yeah, I've never seen that before. It's kind of funny. But as you can see, that seat is actually black, right? But it's got this green cover on it to match the back seat. Even though the back seat's vinyl, and this is not. That's just a fabric of some kind. But, yeah. Oh, I'm going pretty good, actually. As you can tell, I'm showing off a really cool 68 Galaxy that I'm potentially interested in. That's for sale. Oh, cool! It still has the sticker for the jack. How neat. Yeah, this thing's like not rusty. Like that's the thing. It's not rusty. So, yeah, we'll see. And like they have this video. I'm just showing it, you know, running. Well, it goes forward, it goes back. It sounds like crap, but that's because they didn't let it warm up. So you can tell that. No worries. But yeah, so we'll see if this thing comes to fruition or not. And you know, he just does a short little walk around here. That's one thing I like about this auction. They actually kind of give you a little bit of a video. Not in depth like I do, but they do videos. So, see, and there is that little bit of body damage along there, right? Just a tiny, tiny bit. I don't know what happened there. But, you know, and under the hood, that is a 302. Which, look how much room there is on each side of the motor and in front of the motor, too. Like, it goes to show you how massive these cars were. And actually, is that... is that a manual steering car? Oh, no, okay, that is a power steering pump. I'm just not used to seeing them like that. Because the alternator's on the other side, yeah, okay. So, yeah, there's that vehicle, and then... there is this one. Like this van that I was talking about to you guys. This cool Econoline conversion van, right? In very good shape overall. Does need some work on the inside, but what old van doesn't? You know, it's got a little bit of rust on the outside, like you can see. It's gone through there, and there's been some attempts at patching. You can tell there's quite a bit of Bondo in this rear fender too, just from the picture here. But and then what's nice is seeing this on the computer because I haven't yet. I've only seen them on my phone. You get a lot more detail of stuff, right? That you can see along here, and that's actually a nice tip for you guys too. Is if you guys are doing online sort of bidding on stuff, pull it up on your computer with a big screen on it, and you can zoom in a lot better than you can like on your phone, for example, right? So yeah, it's actually in pretty decent shape. Although this side is really roach. Like look at that, right? Just completely gone. There's some more Bondo up here that you can tell. Um, you know, it is a very, very cool old man though. And you just don't see him. You can't really look under here because you're not going to see much. But that's how these were made. And interesting, this does not have power brakes. As you can see, that is a dual master cylinder, but no brake booster. So manual brake vehicle, which manual brakes aren't that bad, to be honest. I've driven manual brakes. It's fine. And take a look at how that door opens, right? It opens at, like, that's almost parallel to the car. It's pretty neat, actually, of how they did that back in the day, right? You can tell it's just a metal door, no proper door panel or anything. But you can actually take these, like, little screws out, around, and even up here and here, take off the armrest, and you can actually access the innards of the door, right? So that is convenient. But this little access panel will give you most of what you need when looking inside the door. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it's got these old bucket seats in it. Keep going. Again, showing off the bucket seats more. This one is showing 95,000 miles on it, 95,415. But the one thing is, we can tell actually that has not been rolled over by the looks. Actually, wait, no, yes, it has. An easy to tell as well if a vehicle has rolled over on the mileage. Take a look at the first number and see if it's offline from the rest. And now, like for example, this one is dead center, right? It's gonna be. However, this 9 is not. It's slightly lower. That means it's rolled over at least once. Such a cool steering wheel. Like, take a look at that. And now on this ring here that you see around it, that is the horn ring, actually. So you pull that and it engages the horn. So it's pretty neat. And actually, and you can tell the ignition goes there on the dash. Very, very cool. So, and it's got, look at that shag carpet. I love it. I'm sure this thing's a freaking mess underneath. But it's a cool van. And I mean, it's already up to 9.25. I think this thing might be worth, I don't know, 1,500, $2,000. Like, if somebody wants to flip it, they can, but they have to find the right person. They have to do a lot of cleanup work. Because, let's keep going. Like, inside, got the nice, wood with a veneer actually on it. You can tell just by the grain that's a veneer, and like how thick that carpet is, but as well like how bad that rust is too. Got these soiled curtains and stuff like that too. Like, again, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be just cleaned up in this thing, quite a lot. But I do like this little cup holder thing on the door. That's kind of nice. And then it's got this rope here, and that rope I'm pretty sure is for hay, so you can pull the door closed easier. That's probably what that's for, I'm gonna assume. There's a bed back here too, right? And a nice little table. You got your sink, stove, stuff like that, right? I kind of dig van life that way, right? And you got the old shag up here too. Like, this thing is definitely a product of the 60s and 70s, so it's pretty neat. But again, it needs a lot of work. But would be cool, But am I gonna buy this? Probably not. And that's another bed, I think, made out of shag. Either that or it's the storage area. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's interesting that it says it's actually a 12-volt socket up here, which, I mean, I know there were still some vehicles back then that were 6-volt, not very many. But yeah, just super cool. And you got your VIN tag right there. Now, and the thing is, it's impossible to decode these old VINs because it's not the standardized 17-digit VIN. It's only a 12-digit. So, in some cars with even less than that. You know, and again, you know, they do these videos on YouTube here of just short little walk-arounds of the vehicle without talking about it or anything like that. Like, they do show off some stuff. And it is a nice thing to show, actually. If you're selling a vehicle, it's actually not a bad it's actually not a bad idea to film a video on it for YouTube and just put the link in the ad for it. Because I've sold vehicles sight unseen because I've done videos on them, right? And it's pretty cool, right? And it's a really good idea, actually. You know, you don't have to go super in depth with stuff, but just show enough of it to where people are okay with bidding. Right, so there's that one, and then where is that? Now see, and this one's the most interesting for YouTube purposes. Because this is that, if you remember on my channel, I did a video on this International actually at the auction there. Now, and this thing supposedly ran. And this is actually a tilt deck on the back of it. It's, you know, needs some new lumber, but it is a tilt deck. I don't know if it works. And this thing does run. You know, it's got the cool split window in the back, right? But I have a full video on this and a few other vehicles that were at that auction if you want to take a look at that video, which is the Ford, checking out near mint Ford F100. I mentioned the International R180, a Cadillac Sedan DeVille, and some other things, right? Well, super cool. That's going to be a non-synchro mesh transmission probably, so it'd be a pain to drive. But then as well, like, you take a look at this seat and it's just trashed. But, you know, of course, no headliner. These probably wouldn't have come with a headline from the factory. We go along here. You know, and again, it's missing all the panels on the door because it should have those. You know, and there's your tag. You know, here you have the inline 6, which, you know what, International motors are actually pretty reliable. At least back then they were. And yeah, and actually something that's cool, and you might not recognize this. Ah, crap. I'm gonna go back to that. Hang on. Okay, taking a look at this motor. That, I believe, is an oil bath air cleaner. Which, these are the most efficient air cleaners on the planet. They really are. Because they don't really need to be cleaned all that often either. Now, the thing is, what they do, they have, at the bottom here, they're filled with oil. And then there's a filter that is in that oil as well. And the oil helps filtrate that filter even more. And it gives you a really clean sort of air into the system. Now, the reason why they don't do that anymore is just because of, you know, the whole oil thing. They don't really, they like it to be simpler for people whenever else. But it's a really neat system. And it's not that hard. It's just, you know, there's a little bit more engineering involved with it. But it's not that bad. Now, the one thing is, yeah, see, that top rat hose has been replaced with a flex hose, which I'm not a fan of flex hoses. But I understand why. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to find proper hoses for this vehicle. You'd have to just get flex hoses and stuff like that. You know, here we have the original hood by the looks of it. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I actually see a little bit of stuff on the body, but then, see, there's this little cylinder down here, right? Kind of looks like a brake booster. Now, that's not what that is. The thing is, I thought that was for some reason a brake booster underneath the truck. It didn't make any sense. It's actually for the hydraulic ram on the back, right? So, this thing does have a tilt deck, like I mentioned. You see, like, and you can see it there again, right? So that helps initiate that. So yeah, this would be in, like, you know, and it says Linden hydraulic truck hoist. So, you know, somebody could use this as a like a tow rig, right? So, There we go. Let's just flip that back. Point back towards me. Zoom out. Ah! That's zooming in. No, zoom out. This is not working. No, okay, stop it. Stop it. There we go. Technical difficulties, but we're back. We're back. We're good. We're good. But yeah, so that's kind of, some of the cool vehicles that are out there, some plans and stuff like that for maybe this week, if that happens, we'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a fantabulous day, because, it is Family Day here in Canada, but if you're in the States, it's President's Day, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's a nice little holiday, right? So, yeah, just a quick little live. I mean, I say quick, but it's a 41-minute live. But, that's kind of what's going on right now with the cars, and what I have planned potentially, and whatever else. So, yeah, just a little intermittent video to say thank you. And, yeah, hope you all are having a fantastic day. Good luck with what you're working on, and I hope you're staying safe during COVID-19 as well, because, as somebody who had it, you don't want it. Anyways, I'll chat at you all later. Bye! Pikachu! And